Hello everyone. Today I'm looking at that session of correlation which is under inferential statistics. So there's a dummy data I have here to just showcase how the correlation is done. I'm going to take you through a series of alternatives for finding correlation. So in Excel, the inbuilt correlation syntax is COR. When you start typing, it will show. It says correl returns the correlation coefficient. So I enter that and it says it needs data 1 and data 2, where data 1 is the first record and data 2 is the second record. We explained that correlation defines the linear relationship between two entities, and then it doesn't matter which one you're finding against the other one. I'll showcase that. So let's take the first one. I can select the entire heading as part of my first data, comma. I select the entire heading as my second data here and I enter. And that is the coefficient I have here. It is strong and it is positive, and I hope by now you understand what that means. So there's a strong positive correlation between height and an age. If I choose the alternative correlation and I select without the title, someone may ask what will happen. So I have titles but I'm not selecting titles, and I still get the same answer. So it depends on what you choose. But don't forget, as I always say, garbage in, garbage out. Someone also do it this way: correlation, and it says instead of selecting data 1, data 2, I'm going to select the entire thing all together to think we are being smart. And when I enter, I get error. That shows that you can't do that in finding the correlation. Someone may also ask, what if I choose the other way around? So correl, I choose height first and then I choose age second. It's going to be the same because I'm finding correlation. If it was regression, then I can just change what x and y are. That is what the independent variable and then what the dependent variables are. And the last alternative is to not use correl. I can choose data and go to statistics, choose choose correlation, and it says input range. I always want to make sure I'm selecting the good range I want. My input range, yeah. So that is it. And then it says results to. I can bring it somewhere here. It says it's grouped by what? It is by columns and not rows. When you choose rows, you are going to get error. It is grouped by columns, and so okay. So you see the title is correlations, is against column 1 and column 2. At least you know what column 1 is your age, and then column 2 is your height. It should have come with it because I selected a heading, but mine didn't work that way. But I'm sure whichever version of Excel you are using, it should come with the headings or titles you already have. Now let's look at this very well. I want to color this part. Yeah. The correlation between height and then age is 0.9, just as we've seen here and here as well. So that is how we find correlation. Now someone is also wondering why I have 1 and 1 here. Finding correlation of itself is perfect. So that's a perfect correlation 1. Height and itself is also 1. Now if I come here, age and height, because it's correlation, I expect the same 0.9087. Did I type that well? 1122, because it's the same two entities I'm dealing with. In the second part of the example, I have more than 2 entities to find correlation, and if I want to do it manually, I know age and itself will be 1. Correlation of age and height will be equal to correlation age first, right, comma, and then height second. Correlation is always between 2 entities. Age and then weight will be equal to correl. I have data 1, which is age, comma, data 2, which is the weight, and that is the correlation I have here. They are all strong and positive. If I come to height and age here, I don't need to find equal to correl of height. I think I didn't select all. So of height and then age, because I'm going to get the same answer as age and height. Look at it here. Let me use a different color here, green, and then that they are the same. That's correlation for you. So let's look at height and height. I'm supposed to get 1. Height and weight, do I have it done? No, so I need to find it. So it's equal to correlation, height, and then weight, and that is it. Do I need to find weight and height? Sorry, weight and age? No, because I already have the answer here, so I can equally paste it there. Height and height will be 1, weight and weight should also be 1. So this value here, you realize that whatever is at weight, no, that's the wrong place here. Whatever is at weight and height is the same as height and weight here. So that is correlation for you. This might be tedious to do, pairing it one after the other. So I'm going to use the data correlation. So I want to select it all first as my input. I go to data, I go to statistics, I come to correlation. It has already selected the input range because I have highlighted it already, so I don't need to do an input range. It says results 2. Let me put it here. It is grouped by columns. Okay, so let's take it. Okay, let's look at the difference here. Column 1 is age per my sample. Column 2 is height. Column 3 is weight. It should have come with it, so I have to check my settings. Yeah, look at it. I still have my 0.98, which is of height. Oh no. I think I did something here. I wanted to change here column 2 here to height, column 1 to age, column 3 to my weight. WHGHT. Yeah. Now look at what we have here, the green. Or let me use a different color now. Yeah. Height and weight. Height and age is 0.90. It is the same thing here as 0.90. Weight and age is also 0.997, which is the same as 0.997 here. And so this is how you can also find a correlation for more than 2 entities. When it's more than 2, I prefer using the data correlation statistics approach instead of just typing correl for each of them, just as we did for this part of the work. So that is it for correlation, as simple as that. There are entities. We can have positive, strong, positive, weak, negative, strong, negative, weak, and then you have to be able to explain that. Thank you very much for your time. We will look at the next session, which is on regression analysis. Thank you.